Hello there, YouTube. Dodo here. Gonna make a quick Swiss Army knife video. I wanted to show off my little collection here. My collection grew over the past couple of months, and I wanted to just tell the story of some of these things. So let's kind of start from the beginning, if we can. Let me just kind of show you overall what I've got, and then I'll kind of cover each in more detail. So this is a green SD signature. All right, this is a normal SD. This is called the Bantam, the Wader. I believe this is the Sportsman, maybe. Don't take that 100%. I think it might be the Sportsman. I'm not sure. Tinker and the Hiker. All right, so that's my collection. And let me zoom in and show you a little more about each one of these. And I'll tell you the backstory. So this guy, this little green guy, we got him for about, I think it was maybe $5, $4 or $5. And it's got this MOL sticker on it. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, very nice, translucent green. It looks like it was never used. The blade is extremely, you can see, extremely good shape. The nail file looks like it's pretty clean. Screwdriver tip is good. Scissors work well. So this guy we bought at a local, one of these antique store resale type shops. And it came in this beautiful Victorinox box, which my kid scratched his initials into. Darn kids. But it came in the box, and I think I paid $5 for it, I believe. And so here's the box. Alright, so maybe you can see that. Anyway, so that was that guy. Now this next guy, he came from the exact same place. A classic, this is the SD, right? Classic tool here. I got it on a little lanyard. And he also came extremely good shape. I'm not sure if he was brand new, but sure looks pretty darn good. And this is the guy that's going to end up on my keychain. I'm going to put him on my keychain. In fact, as soon as I get done here, I'm going to do that. So that's his story. Pretty nice little knife. I like these little SDs. They're, let's face it, they're not all that useful for cutting big things. But just to have a little blade on your keychain, kind of nice. The nail file is probably the most important part of it, honestly. And then the scissors are good. They're small, right? Everybody knows that. But, if you have a little thread or something that needs to be cut, these guys will do the trick. So that's a classic SD. So these two are the, I guess it's maybe 58 millimeter. I'm not exactly sure. Something like that. Those two, like I said, the only difference is this one comes with a pen, which is kind of cool. You can see the slider there. Moving on up, these next three, one, two, three, I bought them on eBay from a seller down in Arkansas, I guess it was. So I'll start in order. This guy is the infamous Bantam, and I love this guy. Very thin, very sleek. The blade looks to be brand new as far as I can tell. It doesn't look like it's ever been sharpened. No nicks, no dings. It's got the standard Victorinox. I'm not sure if that's picking up or not. The scales are a little bit worn. I did clean them with a one of those I don't know, Mr. Clean eraser bars thing, and that seemed to take off a fair amount of dirt. But this is a great little knife. The tweezers and the toothpick are in good shape. Like I said, I haven't carried this one yet. I just got him a couple weeks back. But he is a winner. Very, very happy. I've always wanted a Bantam. I believe this is going to be my everyday carry going into the future. So yeah, that's the Bantam. Next up is the Wader. Now this guy, he's a little special. Everyone has seen the Wader before, but this one has a General Dynamics C4 systems, whatever that is. And then on the back, it has this, I don't know, Win-T Inc. 1. Teamwork at its best, whatever that means. Now this guy, the scales were actually pretty rough. They've got this clear, I don't know if you can see, it's almost bubbling a little bit. They have this kind of clear coating. I was able to get it off on this side, except for along the edges. And the knife blade has been sharpened in the past. It had a couple of pretty deep nicks. I've since worked those out using my infamous coffee mug sharpening technique. It's not infamous and it's not mine. A lot of people do it, but it works out pretty well. I might do a video about that. But yeah, this guy has been my everyday carry for about maybe 2 or 3 months. And the only reason I'm going to switch is because I've never used the corkscrew. I just don't really need it. And so the Bantam would be the logical step down, as far as complexity in that. But I love this guy. He is a very handy tool. It's got great snap, the knife blade, good snap, I've used this combo tool as a can opener, and it's not as good as the normal dedicated can opener, but it works moderately well, in a pinch. And of course the bottle opener works great. That's absolutely just wonderful. So, and it's got the 90-degree lock, so that's pretty cool. The tweezers are in good shape. The toothpick is not. So I would not be sticking that toothpick in my mouth. But like I said, for an everyday carry, this guy is pretty good. For me, only to be beaten by the Bantam, which is, in my opinion, just a little bit more sleek. But anyway, so those are those two, and then the last one that came in that set, and like I said, I might not be 100%. I think this is the Sportsman. It's the same length as these. You see, I guess it's the 84 millimeter. Same length, same deal. The blade looks perfect. Looks like it has not been sharpened before. It could use a little cleaning. I was messing with it with my fingers. So, but everything looks very, very good. Can opener, bottle opener, and then this one has the file. No back layer tools other than the. No, you know what? I take that back. There's back layer tools. There's the screwdriver and the awl. So I take that back. My son, he has a knife that's similar to this. He has the Cadet, which is kind of the same. It's got the blade, can opener, bottle opener, and then instead of the knife, or instead of the nail file, it's got a little knife. And his has no back tools. So he may upgrade to this one, I'm not sure. But this guy is pretty neat as well. I haven't started carrying him. You'll notice he has the nylon scales. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. I think you can. Nylon scales to me are pretty cool because they take pocket wear a little bit better than the Celador. They don't scratch up as easy, Eventually, though, the silk screened Victorinox logo tends to wear away, but such is life. But as far as snap and crackle, it's just as good, as anyone else in this series. And to be honest, these were used knives, and so they did have to get a good cleaning and oiling when I got them. Yeah, so these are my single layer and then my 2-layer. And then moving on up, this is a guy that, very interesting story on him. This is a Tinker. All right, I don't have the all out. It's back there. The Tinker is, you can see, a little bit bigger, right? So this is the 91 millimeter, I guess it is. Not exactly sure on the sizes, but it's bigger. A little bit bigger blade. You can compare it with the Bantam, I guess, if you look. They're just, it's not that much bigger. It's just a little bit, maybe a 1/4 inch at best. This guy, I must have gotten him for Christmas a long time ago, maybe in the mid-2000s. He's got, I don't know if this is picking it up or not, probably not. But he's got the crest that makes it look like he's from the 2000s, early 2000s, where it says Officier Suisse with the little umbrella deal. But he's a great pocket carry. I was carrying him for a little while. And the only reason I stopped is because I realized I just wanted something a little bit smaller in my pocket, and so this guy, the waiter was a little bit more comfortable, just because it's a little bit narrower. This, obviously the Tinker is a two layer, which is still not all that bad, but if you compare them just kind of side by side, you see there's a little difference. It's noticeable, certainly noticeable within the pocket. As far as tools go, obviously the Tinker is a better choice because you've got the individual can opener, which is the little Phillips there, which is great. Bottle opener is good. A spare blade, I like having a spare blade especially because for me, I like to use the small guy for utility chores and then the big guy for food prep. That's just how I like it. Other people do it different, but whatever, to each their own. And then the screwdriver and the awl. So this guy is a winner. I love a tinker. Honestly, I'm of the opinion if you're going to buy a pocket knife, you don't know anything else, go for the tinker. That's probably going to be good for 80-90% of people. It'll cover your needs. And then obviously, if you know about them, then you can shop around and geek out like we all do. So anyway, that's that. And then last but not least, just got this guy for Christmas. Extremely excited. This is the Hiker, right? Hiker. And it's basically, just think about it, it's a tinker with a saw. So this guy's brand new, right out of the box. Have never carried him. Extremely excited to have this guy. And in fact, just the other day, it just goes to show you, when you never have the right tool with you. I was out in the backyard. I had the wader on me, as I always do, and I needed to saw this tiny little branch off of a plum tree that I have in the backyard. And I couldn't do it, right? I tried using the blade, and it's you're trying to cut, but it's just... And I said, boy, I sure wish I had this darn saw. So, yeah, I'm going to have to start carrying this Hiker around when I'm in the backyard, messing around with the trees and stuff. So, but yeah, the Hiker, to me, is a little too thick for pocket carry. In fact, I'm going to close him up here. You can see he's got really good snap. Let's see if I can do this one-handed lefty. I'm a righty, so, not the best ambidextrous. Hold on here. I'm going to close this blade without killing myself. Of course, this guy has the awl. I don't have it open, but there's the awl. There's a screwdriver. This guy, for me, is just a little bit too thick. Let me compare him to the Tinker, which, like I said, is eerily close, minus the saw. Let me close these guys up here, so don't want to have blood on the camera. All right, so, and then I'll compare that to the Bantam, which, like I said, if you're just, good grief, if you're just in your backyard, or if you're just at work or whatever, you can check out the differences, right? Hiker on top, Tinker in the middle, Bantam at the bottom. That's a sizable thickness decrease, much easier to carry. I suppose you could argue that this Sportsman, I guess it is a close second. But yeah, the Bantam is kind of a cool one for me. If I was a wine drinker, maybe I would think more about this guy, the waiter. I do like the waiter though. Gosh, he's so cool, especially because it says General Dynamics. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, these are my pocket knives. Very, very excited to have them all. I'm trying to limit myself to where I don't get nutty, not buying any more. It is an addiction. You got to admit. Every time you get a couple of these, you feel the need to get more. So yeah, but they're great knives. I really can't say enough about them. Honestly, you can pick up a brand new Tinker for $20 any day. Go to Target. They have them by the boatload, right? Some of them even come with this little pull-through sharpener. Great deal. $20, you can't go wrong. If you want to shop around a little bit more, you can get the Hiker for about 30, maybe 27, 30, somewhere in that range. So you're paying about $7-8 just for that saw. To me, that's kind of cool to have. Like I said, I don't know that I would carry this one in my pocket. Starting to be a little thick. And then the waiter, I believe you can get it for about maybe $16, which, again, then it comes to personal preference, right? For $4 savings, do you just get the Tinker and be done with it? I don't know. It's kind of personal preference. The Bantam, I think, is going for maybe $12, $13. Again, I got this one used, so I didn't pay anywhere near that. I'll tell you what, these things are a great deal used. You clean them up a little bit. The scales obviously have little dings and that, but you clean them up, oil them up, and sharpen it real nice, and you've got a working blade that will last you, honestly, for the rest of your life. If you take care of these things, they truly will last a long, long time. And then, honestly, don't undermine the nylon scales. Extremely rugged, extremely durable, very good grip, actually. I think about, in a wet situation, if I was out in the rain or something like this, these are nice, very nice. I know people say that maybe the blades are a little thinner or something. I don't know that that's true. I haven't seen any. Maybe the liners aren't quite as nice, but you know what? I'm not all that interested in that. I'm interested in performance, and these perform great. Certainly the small guys, the 58 millimeter fellows, they are nice to have. Can't argue with them. Especially for a keychain, just have it on you. You never know when you need a nail file, a little, this guy has a pen, toothpick tweezers. I mean, that's just a beautiful keychain accessory. Much better than some of the things that people carry on their keychains that are kind of hokey, not really much value. So to me, I like the red color. Obviously, kind of that's kind of the standard traditional color. I do like the green. In fact, this is going to be my son's. He already called it. He said, "Dad, I want the green one." I said, "Sure, that's fine. You take whatever you want." I told my kids, I said, "Guys, once you get your whittling chip, and Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts, you can get whichever one of these you want. Makes me no difference. I just want you to use them properly and be safe." So, all right. Well, this is getting long in the tooth, so I'm going to stop. But just wanted to show everyone my Swiss Army knife collection, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Like I said, I'm new to this hobby. I don't know much about it, but I've studied just a little bit, and I can tell you the quality of these things is great. So that's it. All right, thank you very much. Goodbye.